Hi guys, Tony Javier again, and congratulations for making it this far. You have already seen probably the one-page real estate success blueprint and are ready to take the next step. So let me ask you a question. Have you ever thought about getting into real estate? If you're here, I'm sure that answer is yes. And have you ever thought to yourself, how do people do it? Like, how do they do it on the shows? They buy these houses, they renovate them, they get them done quickly, they make these big chunks of money. How do they get the money? How do they find the properties? Well, if you saw my one-page real estate success blueprint, I showed you the 5 pillars of a successful real estate investor, which outline pretty much how I've set up my business and been successful over 15 years, and also the foundational supports that I set up to really stabilize my business and to help me step out of the business. So if you remember those 5 pillars, you defined your strategy. We showed you how to find deals. We showed you how to fund deals. We showed you the project management part, how to renovate your properties, and also how to build your team so that you don't have to do as much work. You get leverage. With our automated systems, which is the foundational support that helps automate a lot of the things that you do. And this was a huge game changer for me when I hired a coach, which is foundational support number 2. I hired a coach and got the automated systems that I need to step out of my business, and also the personal performance to help with everyday stresses. You know, this business can be very simple, but also, you know, anytime you get into something, you have things that come at you. And if you don't know how to handle those things, then you're not going to have a life worth living. You know, this business really isn't worth getting into unless you know how to handle it. All right. So for those of you who know my story, you know, I got in this business about 15 years ago, and I didn't have any of this. Man, if I would have had this at the beginning of my real estate career, I would be so much higher than what I am now. Now, don't get me wrong, you know, what I've been through has really made me stronger, but, you know, I told you the story about how, you know, I had 4 employees, things were going pretty well, I was growing my business, and I had to let go of 3 of my employees. And it really took a toll on me. I'm going to tell you what, I got into, you know, a deep funk, a depression, and I told myself I would never happen again. And that's about the time that I got a mentor. Well, actually, I already had a mentor at that time, but I hired a coach. And I said, how do I get out of this? Like, you know, I had to rehire employees. I wanted to make sure I didn't hire the wrong employees again. I had to run the business while this whole thing was happening. And I didn't have the structure that I have now. And had I had that when I went through that, well, first of all, I probably wouldn't have gone through that because I would have found my right team had I had the things that, you know, I got from my coach and the things I've developed over the last few years since that's happened. But had I had most of this, I wouldn't have gone through as big of a hardship as I did. So that's one of the reasons that I'm providing this to you, is I didn't have this when I started. And in fact, people say, Tony, you know, all the time, Tony, why are you teaching this business? You're creating competition. Why don't you keep these things to yourself? And like, you know what, if I wouldn't have been brought the opportunity by buying a product myself 15 years ago that didn't even have this, then I wouldn't be where I am today. I wouldn't have had that jump start, that knowledge to get started in this business. And now I have all this and I want to share it. There's no reason for me to hold it back. In fact, you know, I share this and I do deals with people that buy into my program that I've coached before. In fact, you know, this same information here, I get paid tens of thousands of dollars to share with my coaching clients, and you're going to get it here for a tiny fraction of the price that I charge them. So what are you getting with the Total Real Estate Blueprint? Now, the Total Real Estate Blueprint, just so you know, is an in-depth process or in-depth training on what you see here. You know, the videos that I've done have shown you an overview of this and really touched on it so you can visualize what you really need to be a successful real estate investor. But the Total Real Estate Blueprint is what I've created over the last 15 years to build an automated business where I'm hundreds of miles away from my main office. You know, at this point I get contracts sent to me, I get my deal analyzer sent to me, I get pictures sent to me, and comparable sales, I've got a process of when my office puts a deal under contract, what I need from them. And that system has allowed me to, instead of going back and forth and saying negotiate this and do that, it's like, no, they've already got the tools and systems that they just send me an email, and within literally 30 seconds I can tell you whether that's a deal or not. In fact, I got a deal yesterday in my inbox, and it's a bigger deal, but I kind of knew the area, and I looked at the number and I went, wow, we're going to make between 30 and 50,000, 30 on the low end, $50,000 on the high end of that deal. Looked at the deal analyzer, looked at the comparable sales, sent him an email back and said, do it. Line up the funding. My president of my company runs all my funding now, and we've got a team that knows how to manage the projects and get them flipped within a 30 to 45 day time frame. It's all this right here. You know, you could go buy some other products and they can teach you maybe how to find some deals. They can, buy another product, teach you how to fund some deals, and maybe go through 15 years of doing this. But I've got it here in this system that is, again, the fraction of what you will fraction of what I charge my coaching clients, and a fraction of what a lot of other people charge in their programs. So let's dive into it. I'm going to show you real quick what you're going to get with the Total Real Estate Blueprint so you can better see what this system is. To me, this system is the ultimate real estate wealth system. I mean, you're not going to find anything else like this out there. You can find some people that are teaching this, but can you find someone that's flipped hundreds of properties and done it in multiple markets? Can you find someone that has, millions of dollars out in private money at any given time and has done between 10 and 20 million dollars in private money deals? I doubt you can. This system has provided me hundreds of thousands of dollars a year in cash flow, millions of dollars in equity that we have, put into deals, or not put into deals, but that we own in properties at this point. I own over 100 properties that cash flow. And just imagine, even if you just bought 1 or 2 properties and they paid off in 20 years, that's $100,000, $200,000 per deal that is going to be in your bank if you sell it. And if you want to keep it, guess what? Those chunks of money are still coming in, the $1,000 to $2,000 a month from those properties, that if you decided you didn't want to sell them, you've got passive income. You don't really have to do much more for those properties than just collect the rents. So I think you guys know the benefits of real estate, but I just want to throw that in there because this is a super, super powerful system, okay? So the modules you're going to get our marketing module. These are the systems that we've created to really ramp up the leads that are coming into our inbox. This is the number one thing that you need to do in your business to function. If you don't have deals, it doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter what kind of systems you have in place. If you're not finding deals, your business is going away. A lot of people went out of business back in 2007, 2008 when the market took a dip. And we continue to function because we had our marketing message out there. People started scaling back on their marketing or didn't have very good marketing in the first place. When the market was hot, you could find deals left and right. When the market kind of started to go down, if you didn't have your marketing system out there, you weren't finding deals. And this right here has really exploded my business because we used to have 1 or 2 different lead sources that we depended on. And luckily we kept adding TV, we'd add radio, we'd add postcards, we kept adding different things throughout time that allowed us to, now we get multiple lead sources where if one dries up or one goes away, we've got 6, 7 others that are picking up the pace. So we're going to show you how we do that. So after you find a deal, you need to know how to fund it. These are no money down techniques that I told you about that I learned a long time ago, and the same techniques we use today. These are no money down techniques that most people don't know about. We're going to show you how to find private lenders. We're going to show you how to negotiate with private lenders. We're going to show you how to set up a system. Right now, I've got a system I don't even touch anymore. I've got private lenders that I haven't even met that are investing hundreds of thousands of dollars with us, and some of them over $1 million with us, and I haven't even met them. And it's because we have a proven system and a setup that has allowed us to do that and continue to do that. We have a rehabbing module that's going to show you the project management part of our business. It's going to show you how to find contractors, how to hire contractors, how to find the right ones, because the right one can be the difference between, or finding the right one and the wrong one could be the difference between a 30 to 45 day project that's on budget, and a 3 to 6 month project that goes double the budget. I'm telling you, hiring the right contractor and having that system is invaluable, because you could find the best deal out there, but if you don't hire the right contractor and you don't have the right rehabbing system, you're not going to make money. So you need to get that, and you need to have that. Team building with Tony, I told you I've got an incredible team, and it wasn't just by luck. It was, you know, the things that I have done over the last 15 years to build a team, and I've made all the mistakes in the world, and I don't want you to make those. Are you going to make some mistakes still? Probably. But what if you could eliminate 90% of those? What if by me sharing what I've learned throughout time, you can make that one right decision that, you know, boosts your profitability on all your properties? Or what if you found that one right realtor with my tips that found you 10 properties next year, or even 2 properties next year, that made you an extra $20,000 to $30,000 or $50,000 a piece? So I'm going to show you how I built my team and the crucial documents and forms that we use in our business every single day. People ask me all the time, Tony, what documents do I need? In fact, I get requests all the time from people I know. Do you have a real estate contract? Do you have an amendment? Do you have an assignment contract? Do you have all these things? And it's like, okay, I need to start teaching this. You know, I need to start charging people for this free information that I've been giving, and that's how the system all came about. Because I kept getting all these questions, and one of the big questions was, what documents do I use to protect myself? Now, I'm not an attorney, I'm not an accountant, so I need to disclose that up front. These documents, use at your own risk. You need to find out what the ordinances are in your area and just tweak them. You know, chances are these documents, contracts work everywhere, but I tell you what, even the checklists and forms and the things that we use to make sure we're not missing things, those are universal. Those you can use anywhere. I'll tell you what, if I were to pay someone to put this all together, between hiring attorneys and going out and you know, meeting with investors and putting together their processes and everything, this right here would be thousands of dollars. So I want you guys to have that, so that you have the things that you need to start putting properties under contract tomorrow, if you find them, and to be able to follow the step-by-step processes that we have in place. Okay? So those are the modules that we have in place for you. Okay? So I'm going to show you now some limited time bonuses. You know, we just launched the Total Real Estate Blueprint. So for limited time, we're going to give you some bonuses. Some of them are not on this page, and so I'd like for you to pay attention, because these are some phenomenal bonuses that you're going to get with this system. So people again ask me, how do you get started, Tony? What is the simplest way to get started? And honestly, I never really had an answer for that, and I still don't have a short answer for that. So what I've done was I've created a getting started module with some 101 videos to show you an overview of marketing, to show you an overview of project management, to show you an overview of funding, just so you can get your base and your bearings to what this business is. Because if you didn't have this right here, chances are you'd dive in and you'd be confused. You'd be like, well, how does that tie with that? And what is that? And what was that again? So we're going to show you the basics, and we're going to show you how to get started quicker so that you can be up and running as fast as possible. We've got our deal analyzer. I had mentioned it just a little bit ago, that when my people go out and look at a property, they use the deal analyzer. It's a very, very simple one-page form. It's got a couple other tabs on it you can look at, but really the first page tells the whole story. You punch in what you think you can sell it for after it's fixed up. You punch in the repairs, which it kind of details out down below. It'll calculate your interest. It'll calculate pretty much all your holding costs. It'll calculate commissions for you. And it'll show you what you're going to make on that property. And it also show you what you need to pay for that property. So if your target is to make $20,000 on a deal, just tweak your numbers until you get to that point. You know, a lot of the mistakes investors make are, you know, I've actually had, you know, investors come to me afterwards and be like, all right, Tony, what did I do wrong on this deal? They'll send me the numbers and I'll be like, man, if you just had this deal analyzer, you would have made an extra 20 to 30 grand. Well, actually, I'm sorry. You wouldn't have lost 20 to 30 grand, like literally, because you didn't analyze the property right and you didn't budget correctly. So you could have sent me those numbers, and even if you were on budget, I could have told you by the deal analyzer, you're going to pretty much break even. But not only that, they didn't budget the property correctly and manage it appropriately with some of the systems that we have, and they ended up going $20,000 to $30,000 over budget. In fact, I say 20 to 30 because he was $20-some thousand over budget and wasn't even done with the project yet. And I bet he spent probably 30 grand total over and above and beyond what what he'd projected. And so, not only can we make people more money, but we can keep them from doing deals that they shouldn't have done. Just imagine 6 months of your life having to deal with writing those checks every single month. I mean, it was probably the last few months of the deal that he was really writing those checks and realized he wasn't making any money. But to go through that process for 6 months, when really it could have or should have been a 30 to 60 day process, and made money on it and been out of the deal and moved on to another one. So just one of these modules and one of these bonuses can be a life changer for you and really help you out to not make the mistakes that I made in the last 15 years. Okay? Some people also say to me, Tony, I don't like talking to sellers. I don't like talking to people. I don't like negotiating. I don't like selling. I think that's the biggest thing. People are like, I don't want to sell people. Like, they're going to sell me their house. Like, I don't want to sell them and try and get them to do business with me. I'm not comfortable with that. It's not that hard, you guys. It's more about building relationships, building rapport, and asking the right questions. To me, selling is asking the right questions. If you ask the right questions with your seller, you ask the right questions with your buyer, you ask the right questions with your private lenders, they're going to tell you what they want. You don't have to sell them. They're going to tell you. In fact, one of the things I teach, one of the big questions I teach is with sellers, ask them, if we were to pay cash, close quickly, buy your property as is on the day of and close on the day of your choice, what is the least you'd be willing to take for your property? 9 times out of 10, the price goes down significantly. I've had prices go from $50,000 down to $30,000 with that one question, and I knew that I could pay $40,000 for it. And had I just thrown my number out there and tried to negotiate from there, it wouldn't have been as powerful. They named their number, said 30 grand, you close next week, the property is yours. I just want to be out of it and done. Great. Here's the contract. Sign right here. Done deal. They're happy. They got their number. I'm happy. I got below my number, and it's a win-win situation. It's not that hard, you guys. It's not like you have to go out there and just schmooze people and sell them on something they're not wanting to do. They are calling you. All you got to do is ask the right questions. So we're going to show you how to do that. Like I've mentioned before, one of my passions is personal performance. Throughout this business, I've gone through a lot of stresses. I made a lot of the wrong decisions. I told you I went through that funk, that depression a long time ago when I had to let a lot of my staff go and just got down in the dirts. And had I had the personal performance system that I put together, I wouldn't realize that your breath has a lot to do with your energy. I didn't realize that beginning your day in the morning had a big impact on the rest of your day. I didn't know what meditating was and calming your mind down. Man, my mind was racing 24 hours a day, and until I started calming it down, I wasn't able to be creative. They say a calm mind is a creative mind. And in our personal performance system, we teach you a lot of the techniques that I've learned throughout my 15 years. In fact, throughout more than that, a lot of them I've probably really learned in the last 5 years since I've really been diving deep into this. But if you don't sustain your energy and don't have energy for your kids, your wife, your husband, or for life itself to be able to do your hobbies and live, this isn't worth it. So you really need this personal performance system. In fact, this personal performance system by itself is worth the investment that you're going to spend today. I can promise you that. I'm continuously doing things in my business, in my personal performance that really boost my productivity. In fact, I did something last week that I've done consistently for the last week that I feel like has almost doubled my productivity. Just one little thing. And that's a game changer. I've got so much more energy, I get so much more done, and it was just one little change in what I did throughout the day. Okay, powerful. And coming soon, I'm actually getting ready to shoot this module, is how to save up to 25% on your materials on your job sites. So if you spend, let's say, $10,000 on a job, this right here can save you up to $2,500 on your materials. Okay, we use a national warehouse or a national supply company that we've partnered with that we get special discounts from. And we can also show you how to set up a system with them to where you can save up to 25% on your materials. Now, I don't want you to get me wrong, you don't save 25% on everything, but I'd say the average is probably 15%, but there's a lot of things we save 25% on. So just imagine the investment in this course today. If you just had this right here, this could save you hundreds of dollars, if not thousands of dollars, just on one deal. So that in itself is a huge value. I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm going to show you how to get it set up to where you can start saving on your rehabs tomorrow. If you're wanting to remodel your home, boom, right there. This module is going to save you a ton of money on the materials that you're going to purchase for your home. All right? So let's talk about now the other benefits that you're going to get from this program. This comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. There is absolutely no risk in investing in this program. If you buy it and you look in there and you say, you know what, Tony, I don't like what you have to offer, or I don't have time for it, or whatever it is, just shoot us an email. You know, we're going to give you your money back. I don't want to tie you down. I don't want you to invest your money in something you don't think is worth it. I can almost promise you you're going to feel like it's worth it. Even, like I said, the personal performance module you're going to dive into, you're going to love, and you're going to get so much benefit out of. You're going to feel more vibrant. You're going to feel more alive. But if you don't, just ask for your money back. We'll give it back to you. We're very easy to deal with. Also, 24/7 limited time access to the Total Real Estate Blueprint online system. You have access to it. In fact, let me show you the access real quick so you can see what the system looks like. All right, so if you look here, this is going to be what your system looks like. We've got all of our modules, and we're continuously adding modules and improving these modules. So let's say you want to go to meeting with sellers. That is one of the modules that we give you. In fact, I don't even think I put that on one of your benefits. So, or one of your modules. So meeting with sellers is a module that we did. Just forgot to add it to this presentation. So when you meet with sellers, we're going to do a video that's going to show you how to show you how to talk with sellers and the things that we do when we meet with sellers. Over here, you're going to see the next video in this course. You're going to see downloads. You're going to have worksheets, downloads, MP3s, and things like that you can download. I'm your instructor there, as you can see. Cool thing about this is you can download these MP3s and put them, I don't know if you can see that. You can download these MP3s and put them on your iPhone, your iPad, wherever you want to. In here, you can actually, I like this feature because you can actually play this as an MP3 when you're out and about and not use your data. You can mark it as complete. In fact, when you watch the whole video up top, it'll actually mark it as complete for you. So when you go through the course, you can see where you're at, what you've completed. If you actually start this and don't complete it, there's going to be a little ticker that shows you how much of the video you have actually watched. And so this is what it looks like. 24/7 access to anything you want to here. And we're continuously adding to this. You want your documents and forms? You want to start doing team building? Whatever it is you want, you can dive in at any point in time. Okay? All right. So 24/7 limited time access, or excuse me, lifetime access, not limited, lifetime access. You've got videos, MP3 downloads, your documents, anything else you want to download in there. You've got worksheets. We're gonna give you worksheets. They're gonna ask you some questions where you can take notes and you can see, oh, well, you know, why do I need to do this? Or oh, that's a great question. Let me brainstorm and write some things down. You know, these are modules that you really need to get into and take seriously, because one little thing can make a huge difference in whether you succeed in this business or whether you don't. And any other future modules and trainings we do, you know, people are going to send me emails and be like, hey, you know what? I want to learn about this. In fact, you can shoot me an email anytime and say, hey, Tony, why don't you teach this? And as long as it's relevant to the course and I feel like it's going to be a benefit, I'll shoot a video on it. I'll do a training on it, or I'll put a download on your system that you can download right away, that you can watch right away. And we're going to do other ones as well. I've already got ideas of things that I want to add to it. We're going to do some case studies in the future and things like that. So we're continuously adding to it. Like I just said, case studies, live and recorded case studies we're going to do with you guys. Chances are we'll do some question and answers for that. So you'll be able to interact and actually ask questions and dive further into some of the projects that we've done. And as we build a community and as we have time to manage it, we're going to build a private Facebook group that you can be involved in, that are going to be like-minded individuals that you can network with. And also we're going to interact and answer your questions as well. So that will be something in the future that doesn't belong to this program now, but once we launch that, you will have access to that. And then we also have expert interviews with some of the top, in fact, I've got some of the top real estate investors that I mastermind with that we're going to interview and get their take on their business. We're still learning. We don't know everything. We've got a different way of doing things than some other people do. I'm not going to say we do everything right. We've built this business over 15 years and learned a lot of things and really built a great system. But you know what? I love interviewing experts because I can just take one takeaway from the call and be like, wow. In fact, I did a phone call the other day with a gentleman that was in that mastermind, and I got probably 3 different nuggets and implemented one of them, and it could be something that could bring in hundreds of thousands of dollars. And that's the power of education. That's the power of coaches and mentors. That's the power of learning from experts. Is you can get one little takeaway from whatever it is that you're listening to or reading, and it can have a huge impact on your life. So you guys, I've already showed you what you're going to get with this system. I've given you some bonuses. I'm giving you all of these things. In the future, we're going to charge probably a couple $1,000s for this course. In fact, there's other people that want to charge you, much more for this course. And there's a lot of people that don't have what we have in our course. They don't have the whole total real estate blueprint. So by now, I'm sure you see the value of the total real estate blueprint, which is the ultimate real estate wealth system. So what you're going to get, just to recap, is you're going to get all of our modules, which include the marketing module, which is going to show you how we find deals and how you can find gold mines that no one knows about. We're going to show you our funding module, which is going to detail out our no money down technique so you can fund all of your rehab deals. We're going to show you our rehabbing module, which is going to show you from A to Z the project management process to make sure that your rehab goes smoothly. We're going to show you how we built a team of people to do the work for us so that you can propel your real estate business that much faster. You're also going to get our crucial documents and forms that are going to allow you to start doing deals tomorrow and put deals under contract, as well as all of our checklists and all the things that we use in our business on a daily basis. And our working with sellers module, which will show you how to work with sellers and to be more efficient and to be more confident in that process. And don't forget, for a limited time, we have killer bonuses that are going to help you get started right away. Our Getting Started module, our 101 videos, the deal analyzer that's going to allow you to analyze your deals that much quicker to make sure that you pay the right price and you avoid some of the deals that maybe you shouldn't be doing. We also have our Ninja negotiating module, which is going to show you how to negotiate better in all aspects of your business. And remember, the 2X personal performance system, that it's going to allow you to perform at your best, as well as allow you to free up more time to do this business. And don't forget, we're going to show you how to save money on the materials that you purchase for your rehabs. And don't forget all of our other benefits, which is 30-day money-back guarantee. You get 24/7 lifetime access. You get the videos, MP3s, and all the downloads that come with our system. You can download our documents and worksheets at any time. Any future modules and trainings that we do, you get access to. You'll also get live and recorded case studies, our future private Facebook group, and expert interviews. They're going to show you how the industry's leading experts also run their real estate business. So what is all this going to cost you? Like I mentioned before, I've had students pay tens of thousands of dollars for the same information that I'm providing you. In the future, we are going to charge at least $2,000 for this program. Today, it's not even going to be close to $2,000. In order to see the pricing, go down to the bottom of this page. We have a quick and easy one-pay option. And for those of you who want to break your payments up, we can break it up into 3 monthly payments. And don't forget, there's a 30-day money-back guarantee, which makes this no risk to you. If for any reason you do not like the system, you don't have time for it, just request your money back within 30 days and we'll give you your money back. So act now. We just launched the Total Real Estate Blueprint. Some of these bonuses may not be available in the future. Our pricing will go up, so go get the Total Real Estate Blueprint system today. Thanks a lot, you guys, and have a wonderful day.